Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoded, the place where we take companies' most important documents and break them down so you can understand them easily. Today we're diving into a report from First Merchants Corporation, and let's just say there is definitely a dividend to talk about. Before we get too far though, if you are new here and like getting the real story behind corporate filings, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, we have a fantastic community over on Discord linked in the description below, so come join us there. Alright, so what we have here is a Form 8K filing. Think of this as a special announcement from a company to the public that something important has happened. It is not a regular update like a quarterly report, but rather for specific events that shareholders need to know about right away. In this case, First Merchants Corporation is reporting on a decision made by its board of directors. The core of this filing is about the company's preferred stock. Now, preferred stock is a bit like common stock, the shares most people think of when they hear about a company's stock. But preferred stock has some special features. For First Merchants Corporation, they have something called depository shares, each representing a part of their preferred stock. This makes it easier for smaller investors to trade in these preferred shares. Now, looking at the table here, we see the common stock listed with the trading symbol FARMA, which is traded on the Nasdaq stock market LLC. We also see the depository shares with the ticker symbol FARMEP, also on Nasdaq. This tells us where you can find these shares if you wanted to buy or sell them. This section is where the main news is. On the 12th of January 2026, First Merchants Corporation put out a press release about a dividend. For those of you who are new to this, dividends are basically a way for companies to share their profits with their shareholders. It is like getting a bonus just for owning a piece of the company. So what happened was their board of directors declared a quarterly cash dividend. Importantly, this dividend is for their 7.50% non-cumulative perpetual preferred stock series. The amount declared was $46.88 per S-share. Now, because these are depository shares, each representing a small part of the preferred stock, the dividend works out to be $0.4688 per depository share. This dividend is set to be paid out on the 16th of February 2026 to shareholders who own the stock on the 30th of January 2026. It is a clear signal that the company is generating enough profit to return some of that value back to its investors, specifically those holding this preferred stock. The press release announcing this dividend is included as an exhibit with this filing. Companies often do this to make sure all the official details are out there for everyone to see. It is not uncommon for companies to pay regular dividends on their preferred stock, as it is a way to attract and retain investors who are looking for steady income. This part of the report just lists out what other documents are being filed along with this main report. In this case, only Exhibit 99.1, the press release, and Exhibit 104, which is the interactive data file, are listed. This tells us that no new financial statements are being presented in this particular filing. The focus is really just on the dividend announcement. And finally, we have the signatures. This is where the authorized officers of the company sign off on the report. Here we see the signature of Michelle M. Carrickey, Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. This confirms that the company is officially submitting this information to the Securities and Exchange Commission. The date of the signature, the 12th of January 2026, aligns with the date of the filing and the events reported. So looking at this filing from a broader perspective, First Merchants Corporation is a financial institution based in Indiana. They offer a range of banking and financial services. This particular 8K is a straightforward announcement about a dividend payment on their preferred stock. It's not a report that reveals major shifts in strategy or critical financial distress. Instead, it's a routine communication to shareholders about the company's ongoing operations and its commitment to returning value. Now, what does this mean for investors? Well, for those holding the series of preferred stock, it means a predictable stream of income. The 7.50% rate signifies a decent yield which can be attractive in certain market conditions. For common stockholders, this doesn't directly impact them in terms of receiving a dividend from this filing, but it does speak to the overall financial health and profitability of the company, which can indirectly benefit the common stock over time. One thing to note is that this is a non-cumulative dividend. This means if the company misses a dividend payment for any reason, it does not have to make it up later. Cumulative preferred stock, on the other hand, requires the company to pay all missed dividends before it can pay any dividends to common stockholders. So while the dividend is declared, it is good to keep that non-cumulative aspect in mind. In terms of risks and opportunities, First Merchants is operating in the banking sector. This means they are exposed to interest rate fluctuations, economic downturns, and regulatory changes. However, their consistent dividend payment on preferred stock suggests a stable business model, at least for that segment. The opportunity lies in their ability to continue growing their core lending and deposit businesses and to manage those risks effectively. Overall, First Merchants Corporation seems to be managing its financial obligations responsibly. This filing isn't filled with dramatic news, but rather a standard corporate action that demonstrates financial stability and a commitment to its preferred shareholders. It is a sign of a company that is likely well managed and focused on providing consistent returns to its investors where it has committed to do so. Alright, that is our breakdown of this First Merchants Corporation filing. What is your take on these dividend announcements and what they signal for a company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate finance. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.